Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish, back again today with the next episode of Titan Quest. Well, we have seen the Oracle at Delphi and received her prophecy. She told us to come through the Parnassus caves, and on the other side we would find our answer, so that's what we've done, completing a number of side quests along the way. So now, armed with our new Distort Reality spell, which is a slightly different but overall much more powerful version of Distortion Wave, we are going to head onwards down the road in the Parnassus hinterlands. Oh, off to a good start already. Ooh, these guys have an aura I don't like. Let's take care of that. There we go. Man, I love Distort Reality. Ooh, 2 relic shards. Nice. Of course, there's going to be more satyrs all over the place down here. These mountain satyrs tend overall to be, like, taller, if not necessarily more powerful. Oh, come down here. There we go. Distort Reality, among other things, means that we don't have to spend nearly as much time dealing with crowds that surround us, while shamans and archers and things like that shoot at us from a distance. We can just blast everybody and get on out of there, which I appreciate. Whew, that Cyclops hammer hits hard. Which, I mean, it should, considering the size, if nothing else, right? Come back here. There we go. So this next part, of course, we're still fighting our way across the countryside. But, oops, what actually happens? What waits for us on the other side of the Parnassus hinterlands, you may be asking. That's what we're going to find out today. The last big city that we visited was Delphi, such as it was. I mean, Delphi's not huge in this game, but... Ooh, nice. An uncommon item. We're not using staves, but another character might be able to. But, yeah. So now we're heading towards another big, important Greek city that you may recognize. If you're new to the game, I won't spoil things, although it's not like it's a huge spoiler. But we gotta get there first. And to do that... Oh, see? Our main story was just updated. So yeah, we've got to go through a literal army of monsters. Check this out. I love that music, too. It's very dynamic. Has a very action movie feel to it, which it should during this part, I feel like. This is actually one of my favorite early parts of the game, just because of the atmosphere. There's a lot going on here, and if you're not careful... Ooh, oh yes, a blue item. Better grab that, that's a good one. The turquoise bow. We're not archers, but... Ooh, man, dropping good stuff all over the place. But yeah, it can be easy to take a death here, if you're not cautious. Because enemies tend to come in groups, and like one group will aggro another, or pulling one group will cause multiple groups to pull on you at the same time. Because a lot of them can see one another. And there's also quite a variety as well. See, like it is sort of separated out. I had to come down this way before I found zombies and so forth. But here they are nonetheless. So we're looking at status effects and things as well as just like spellcasters, lots of heavy hitters, lots of archers. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Here we go. Now see, this is a great place for, come on, for an experience shrine. Whew, we will just run amok here until this shrine wears off, and then we'll go on. We want to kill everything that we can while we've got that white aura. Come on. Oh, well, okay, there it went. No problem. I'm just glad that we found it in that spot. Seems like almost every time that we've found them before, it's either been poor timing, like I kind of pick it up after it's no longer necessary when I've killed a bunch of enemies in the area, and I'll come back around and find the shrine then. Or it's just in an area where there aren't a lot of monsters.
You have no more room.
Oh, come on, we can do better than that. Don't do that to me. There we go, it's just a hatchet. We should be able to go ahead and...
You can't carry anymore.
Come on. There, now I know that's enough room. Pick it up. Thank you. Okay, that's pretty much everything here. Okay, but now seriously, we do have to actually go back and sell some stuff. Thankfully, there's a merchant not far away. Well, actually, though, I should probably go someplace that has a caravan so I can put these items in that we're not using, that maybe I want to keep. Let me do that. I'll put those away first and tuck them in so they don't get lost. I don't want to accidentally sell them. Just help out the gate guards a little bit. Alright. Let's see. Where is... There we go, the turquoise bow. 30 to 40 damage, 22% bonus piercing damage, 45 to 66 poison, bonus poison damage with improved duration, poison resistance, and +1 to all skills in the hunting mastery. Wowee. And this is a really good low-level staff. It's not a great high-level weapon, but... The buckler's pretty good too, actually, because it's a percentile strength and health, so that's not bad. Although it is a level 11 weapon, probably best to just go ahead and sell it. By the time that we get to level 11 with another character, even someone who uses a shield, like a defense character, you're going to have found something better. Let's see, we'll get rid of all of this very quickly. I don't think most of this is going to be super great. It's just yellow items, but you never know. Depending on what level you are and how long you've had your equipment, of course, sometimes a yellow item might be a little bit better than a green item that you're using. Or even a blue item eventually, sooner or later. Let's see, what have we got? The Aegis of Athena. Oh, we actually do have another one of those. Golden Fleece. We do have one of those. Prometheus's Flame. We don't have one of those because we finished it, which is great. Tuck that right there.
Your goods are safe with me.
Alright, let's get back to it. There is a whole army that needs to be stopped. Oh, some of those monsters respawned. That does happen sometimes. There we go. That's not completely unusual, but it doesn't happen every time that you teleport out somewhere and come back. Nice. Gosh, I love Distort Reality. It's so good. Ooh, see, there's some boar men. Remember I said before that that guy that we fought was going to be like, you know, one of those who starts as a mini-boss and then he winds up becoming just a normal mob. So, there we go. This is where the boar men start to appear on the regular rather than being some sort of special encounter. And that looks almost like a cliff face, but actually you can see this is just sort of like blighted land. So, we will be coming back to that. I'm going to head back around this way and clear out this area. We don't want to pass that up. Come on. There we go. Man, see, look at that. Look how effectively that spell clears out just all of the mooks. Ooh, a charm of the Magi. Well, now that could actually be pretty good. I think that's a necklace, isn't it? Oh, no. Is that... Oh, okay. That's armor. Let's see. 20 armor. That is a little bit more. Plus 50% casting speed. 10 intelligence. Cold resistance. 34% energy regeneration. Y'all, I think this is an upgrade. Because 9% attack speed bonus is great. But I think overall, that's better. Nice. Well, you love to see it. Okay. This cave dead ends. So I'll go ahead, since we're standing here anyway, and we'll just clean it out. And I promise there's nothing waiting for us in here like Shadow Maw, which, if you weren't here for our previous stream... Whoop. He's like that, like an Orthrus, but much worse. That's alright, though. We took care of him. He gave us a real fight, though. That was the roughest fight so far. Being like sort of an optional hidden boss, I guess. Just... Man, he's tough. Way tougher than anything else in Act 1, at the time that you meet him, at least. Okay, a little bit up here. Gather round, everybody. Ooh, yes, some demon's blood. Awesome. Love to see that, because that is such a pain to farm. Moving right along. Gained about half a level since we started up, too. That is great. Excuse you. Don't be healing people now. Oh my goodness, I love that. You just feel so powerful when you're right in the middle of a big group of enemies and they all gather around you and then you just blast all of them at the same time. It's so great. It's like I said before, the Dream Mastery is a little overpowered. specifically in, you know, Act 1, when you first get some of these powers, because nothing has resistance to it, and then even up all the way through the very first expansion pack, through most of Immortal Throne, there just really isn't anything. Oh, I see a hero monster over there. We'll go grab him. And, he has... Oh, it's Ness's Fleshbender again. Didn't we kill you once already? Well, hero monsters are not unique in that, like, they can appear more than one time. So. Oh my goodness. There we go. Stop healing yourself. There we go. Haha. But Dream also has a lot of things like, you know, Inflicting Petrify. It has bonuses against demons, which is not something that other masters are doing. I think that there was thought given to the design process and what kind of enemies you were going to be facing, for example, in Immortal Throne, but at the same time, it just... I don't know, something about the balance testing didn't work out. I'm not mad, it's very fun to play, and obviously I've proven that you can have the Dream Mastery as your primary mastery and still die. The game can still beat you. There we go. Now it's time to go on. Whew. Man. Hate what they've done with the place. You can see the corruption of the monsters and stuff. This just looks really awful. It looks like they've burned the earth. Yeah. Alright, we're going to head on into these ruins. Now this looks a little bit odd. You can see there's a hero monster, of course. And these monsters they're purple. You know, they've got a quest aura around them. And there is a reason for that. We'll take old Rotbone out here. The reason being that when we defeat them, a guy's going to crawl out from among the ruins here. There he is. He's hiding because he was scared. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about what's going on.
You're no monster. Oh, fake Olympus. You should have seen them. A whole army of the monsters. Centaurs and harpies and satyrs marching off. To where? Just a few still here. And the worst of them, they're lurking in the cave at the heart of the camp. Whatever you do, stay away. They'll turn you to stone. I saw it happen.
Seems like he's snapped from what he's had to endure. So yeah, they'll turn you to stone. Well, that can't be great. You can probably guess who we're up against next. It wouldn't be a Greek mythology game if we didn't. And I much prefer these like paler zombies to the green ones because they're tougher overall than the fetid zombies or whatever they're called, but they don't explode in a poison cloud when they die. Hey now. See, it's those guys with the auras, man. You've really got to take them out quick. All that little bit of bonus damage really stacks up when you're surrounded by a bunch of skeletons like that. Thankfully, they're dropping healing potions. Ooh, more ratmen. Lots of healing potions. Nice. Not unhappy with that. Just clear the chaff.
You have no more room.
Oh, come on, already? Backpack upgrades are the best and most important thing in this game. There we go. That's a little bit better anyway. We can pick up lots of health potions, we just can't hold a whole lot of gear. Come here. There we go. Oh, well, the skeleton told us which direction we need to go next. Towards him. I don't think we have even a single slot left. Okay, well this time we don't have anything that we need to put in the caravan, so we'll just pop over and see this weird satyr merchant. It's never explained, like, why he's here or will do business with us. Got to look carefully at some of this stuff. I doubt we're going to find a whole lot that's going to be a massive upgrade for us, but you never know. Okay, staff, armor, not quite. Yeah, I didn't think so. Right, we still got a few charms on us. Bless you. They won't take up a whole lot of room, though. Rather than waste time, I'll go back. Okay. We don't have to deal with you guys. Let's take out the staff wielders over here. I'm not worried about the little guys because they don't have an aura or anything. This archer deals piercing damage, though, which means it can bypass some of our armor. Skeletons, though, I mean, we're wielding, like, a giant hammer. Ooh. We are just picking up all kinds of great stuff. Check this out. 32 armor, which is the same as what we have on, and we don't have that 9 bonus armor, but what else does it trade? 7% physical resistance, 13% defensive ability instead of just a flat 16, and a 10% chance to avoid projectiles. Y'all, that might be better overall. Ooh. Is it worth it losing 9 armor? I think it is. And it looks better too. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that. Okay, that's a dead end. So, we'll head this way. Hope that Orthrus saw us. Get off. Bad. It's a bad boy. He was not a good boy. Ooh, my goodness, another blue item. A short sword, if I'm not mistaken. Or dagger, or a one-handed weapon of some description. Let's clear a space here and we'll check that out and see what kind of benefit it gives us, because I think that's one I'm semi-familiar with or have used before, and think that it favors the rogue mastery. But of course, just because something gives you a bonus in something, like with the turquoise bow, doesn't mean that you have to use that mastery in order to get the most out of it. Well, maybe to get the most out of it, I suppose. I should say you don't have to have that to use it at all. Yeah, here we go. 18 to 23 damage, fast, bleeding damage, bonus to bleeding damage, bonus to dexterity, increased attack speed, and +1 to calculated strike, which is a rogue skill. Still, well, let's see here. Okay, that ups our damage to 61. In this hand, it's 55, so that means that's going to be our new main hand weapon then. And we will retire the Cyclops Club. That's not a bad one. I may put that in the trade section for another character, but we'll see. Alright, so we are using our first blue item now since we got rid of our throwing axe and traded it out for dual wielding. It looks cool too. I like that all of the blue items have unique sprites in this game, which is something very endearing about the graphics. Like, you know, everything, you can see all of the changes to your character and you look like what you're wearing, which, since there's not like a glamour system or what have you, that's not always what you want. But just broadly speaking, I think that it's a triumph of what the game was doing at the time. And because so many of the unique weapons look cool, some of them have particle effects later on and so forth, that means that your character, ooh boy, look at that, more good stuff, but your character looks cool when they're wearing high-level epic gear. They look like that's what they have on, which is great. Picked up another arcane formula for a new artifact there, the Star Heart. Okay, we'll check that out in a moment too. There we go. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Majestic chest. Majestic chest. There we go. Nice. Alright, let's take a look here. The Star Heart. So, Prometheus's Flame. Oh, good, and see it's showing there in our relic vault that we have one of those. A Bat Fang, which we don't have. Oh my goodness, y'all. Can you not? There we go. I just want a little peace and quiet to read my recipe. And a scroll of the warrior's song. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you're having enough fun to stick around. Let's see. So yeah, we've got the money for that. I think all that we don't have is the Bat Fang that's difficult to get. The scroll is something that randomly populates in magic shops, but of course all that means is we just have to visit magic shops until we find one. No big deal. Bonus to elemental damage, burn damage, elemental resistance, and total speed. That one is not bad, but it would definitely be better for someone with, say, the Earth Mastery, where you're already dealing a lot of elemental damage, or even the Storm Mastery, where that way the burn damage would provide a little bit of versatility, do something you're not already doing, while still boosting the type of damage that you are doing. So that is probably not one we're going to use here. We're going to save those resources like the Bat Fang and stuff for a different artifact, because those are so difficult to make, where they require the completed charms and relics, that we have to be picky-choosy. So we've got to pick the one that's going to most benefit the character build that y'all have chosen for our heroine here. But that's still great, though. I mean, if we can't make anything else, we can make that one. It's still a benefit. Bonus to burn damage or whatever. Come on. More Prometheus's Flame. That's also great. Oh, thank you, Nightmare. They got it. Whoo-wee, that spell is powerful. But yeah, we're probably going to go with something like the Scroll of Oneros or what have you. And then that recipe, I think, will go in the transfer area. Necklace of Endurance. There we go. Goodbye. That activated the battle rage. Ooh. Uh-oh, see that up there? Let's go over here first. Check that out, look. Remember the Cyclops that we fought earlier that was so powerful? And that's such a good pose, too, covering his one eye. You hear that threatening music, letting us know where we are, or what we're close to. Gosh, the soundtrack in this game is so good. And where they place the musical cues, I know that's a really small thing to pick out, but I think that where in the game world they placed the flags for when certain tracks activate is like worthy of note. Right there as you come up to the steps and you see your first Gorgon, that's when that track picks up and tells you, hey, this is dangerous, this is a tense moment. So just a lot of craftsmanship went into this game that I think deserves credit. And that's probably because that carried over to Grim Dawn, that was made by mostly the same people. That's one of the reasons why it's such a good game as well. Oh boy. Our first level up of the video. Nice. Okay, well, let's come way over here. Let's see. Goodness gracious. So it's going to be 2 tiers before we unlock Temporal Rift. I do want to get there as quickly as possible, but we cannot just burn all of our points every level over here on our mastery. We have to keep buffing our skills. So, okay, I'm going to put at least 1 rank in Dream Mastery just to keep it moving. Same thing over here for War, because we want to get to stuff like the Battle Standard, and I want to unlock these additional passive skills for what we've already got unlocked as well. So I'm going to put 1 more point over here, and that's going to give us 7 ranks, so we'll need 3 more to unlock these skills. Warhorn has really been useful, although I've not been using it as much recently because Distort Reality is so powerful. That will kind of change back over a little later on when Distort Reality is not killing everything in one hit. Right now, though, I mean, it's doing its job, and it's doing well enough. I don't think I'm going to sink another point into it at the moment. I'm going to say we haven't boosted this in a while. Passive skills, doing all right. Our Nightmare, perhaps, could use a bonus. It's a tough choice. You know, actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and put another point in our Warfare Mastery. That way, next level, we could potentially put 2 points in this and then unlock Battle Standard. Or we could put 1 point in it, and then the level after that, we could put 1 more point and have 2 left over to spend. So there we go. And now, I'm going to boost our Intelligence and our Dexterity. Alright. Got a few more of these rat men to clear out. And then that's pretty much it for this upper part of the war camp here. Yep. That looks like everything to me. Okay, up the stairs it is then. You can see the cave marker there on the auto map. We're going to go inside. It's all these statues. There's a Gorgon. Ooh. Now these Gorgons cannot turn us to stone. So, we don't have to worry too much about them. Just inside, though? Yeah. See, look at that door. A door like that screams boss fight. I'm going to try to pull these away one at a time. If I do wind up fighting all of them, it's not that big of a deal. There we go. That's Medusa. I'm going to try to get her to come down here. That's her eye beams, you see. Oh, looks like they all noticed us. Okay. Well, Euryale needs to go down first, ideally, because she is a healer. Steno... she's the melee character. Medusa has a bow like Euryale. The difference is that she can turn you to stone, which the others do not do. Oh, she petrified me. Oh, I walked right into it. Okay. Oop. Tactical withdrawal there. Put some status effects on me, some burning damage. Come on. Go over here and heal a little bit. Pop another potion. Alright, there went Euryale. That's the one who really matters. Steno can poison us, so she's nasty to have to fight as well, but Medusa is now the real threat because, of course, she can petrify us, what the others cannot do. So now it's a matter of, like, there's going to be a lot of waiting for Distort Reality to cool down, because the cooldown, goodbye Steno, is much longer than on Distortion Wave to match how much more powerful it is. Come on. There we go. All three of them at once are a nasty, nasty fight, but... there we go. It is possible to kind of kite them around. It's a little bit difficult because depending on how you enter their sight, they could all aggro on you. Phew-wee. We are full up. Okay. I'm going to replace our portal stone right here. And you also see one of these statues was cured of petrification when we slew all three of the Gorgon queens. So there's Phaeon. We will come back and speak with her momentarily. First, I'm going to head back to Megara, where I'm going to drop a couple of things off in the caravan for storage, such as that recipe for Starheart. Then I'll empty our inventory so we can come back and we can pick up even more treasure. For now, we'll pop these over here. Might be good later. This Chilling Short Sword of the Betrayer we can now use because we're level 15. Let's see if it held up. It did not. Okay, so we'll trash that then. Archimedes' Mirror, Bat Fang, Heracles' Might, Demon Blood. There we go. Excellent. We needed an Archimedes' Mirror for something else, for one of the other artifact recipes. Oh, and a Prometheus's Flame. Excellent. Now if we could just get some more Bat Fangs and Demon Blood, we'll be set. Which one was it? Let's see. This one. Yes, Wraithguard is the one that needs Archimedes' Mirror. Then it also needs a Bat Flame, or a Bat Fang. Scroll of Oneros, of course, requires Spectral Matter and Demon's Blood. Death Rattle, which is just a good solid one for a warrior like us. We have the Scroll of Arcane Power here. We need Valor of Achilles and Spectral Matter. And then the Chaos Cube. We need Demon's Blood. So see, it's always something rare.
Safe travels.
No worries, we'll get there. You're not intended to get, you know, a relic or a completed artifact quite this early in the game. They don't mean for you to do that, even though they can be used by level 3 and level 5 characters. That's so that when you outgrow one, all of the resources that you put into it do not go to waste, because you can pass it on to another character and replay the game with a different build, because they are so expensive to make. So they want you to actually get the most out of them, which is nice. That's why I like the transferability. And the Gorgon armor looks so cool. I really like it. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have any staying power. Like, this has got more armor than what we're wearing, but the special abilities of the Veteran's Embossed suit, just so much better. But there you go, you can see it looks really great, especially if you have the Hunting Mastery, because it comes with a quiver of arrows. So it just looks sick. Same for these. You can see there, it just looks really cool with that, like, Archer's Guard on it, but...
Let's hold in.
Ah, well. We have to wear what gives the most bonuses. Okay, I don't think anything was dropped over here. Go grab these treasure chests up here. They give you 3 small chests and 1 big one. Ooh, another blue item from that primitive chest, too, even though that's a boss chest, technically. That's wild. Man, is that... What is that, that 3 that we found just in this one session? After only finding 1 the whole rest of the time? That's wild. Goodness gracious. The small torch. Its throne. Ooh. 1 in 3 chance of enormous burn damage. Bonus to fire damage. Additional burn damage with improved duration. And bonus attack speed. Wow. That's actually really great. Well. Pass that on to another character, perhaps. Alright, let's talk to Phaon.
I can't believe I let those Gorgons get the better of me. I won't make that same mistake twice. Have you heard of the Telkeen? He is a great sorcerer who can summon beasts and monsters to raid and destroy. My village was attacked by a fearsome Telkeen. Everyone was killed. Everyone but me. I tracked him here from the far east. I would have had my revenge too, if it hadn't been for those Gorgons nearly turning me to stone. He now marches his army towards Athens. By now, that city will be under siege. If you wish to see a Telkeen, you'd better find him before I do. For I will have my revenge.
Alright. So now we know a bit more about the source of the monsters. Phaon has told us about the Telkeen.
Thank you, but goodbye. I have matters to attend to.
She's in a bit of a hurry. Alright, Gorgons are going to become kind of a standard thing from now on. Here and there, at least. So yeah, the Telkeen. A powerful sorceress monster. And that's what's summoning all of these monsters and causing the corruption. That was a perfectly timed little scream as she ragdolled off into nothingness. Oh my goodness, another blue item. I'd better save it, just because you never know. My goodness gracious. Another throwing weapon. The Hoi Polloi. Grants the volley skill, bonus to physical damage and attack speed. Wowee. I feel like everything we've picked up has told us that we should have played a ranged character instead of melee. But that's fine, because, I mean, if we had decided to go with something like the Hunting Mastery, then all of these blue items we're finding today would just have been melee weapons. I'm just glad to have them. I think it's cool. I love collecting the blue weapons and holding on to them. I have in the past, I learned to do this with Diablo, back when there was not a transfer area. Of course, in Diablo 1 or 2, in order to trade items to another character, you would have to join a multiplayer game and actually give it to them or drop it on the ground where they could pick it up. And so you learned pretty quick to fake the game out, and you could create and host your own multiplayer game and then join it with your own alternate character. And you would create mule characters. They're still called, I think, although they're not necessarily as needed nowadays, because most games have features such as this caravan or this transfer inventory that can be shared between multiple characters. But you would create mules to organize your stuff, because some of these unique items, or in Titan Quest's case, these blue items, would have such low drop rates that you might never see them again if you sold them or lost them, or if you lost your save file without backing it up. So I learned with this game that when my transfer area was full, I would create characters that would be mule characters just to hold, for example, you know, just weapons, just armor, just artifacts, and so on. And that way, whenever I needed something with another character, I would still have it. I would be able to pop out and drop it into the transfer area.
Hello.
And they drop quite a bit of good stuff. That might be worth keeping. That's twice the armor this other one has, with the same health regeneration plus a little bit, and then in exchange for the energy regeneration, it's a reduction to all requirements. I think that's an upgrade, and it matches our armor a little bit better too, for those of us who are worried about that kind of thing. Doesn't make eye contact. All of these Gorgon crowns, or guard helms, actually. A Gorgon crown is a different item. I actually like the guard's helm better, though. Oh, they all look so good. If only there was a glamour system.
Thank you.
Oh, and here we go. You may wonder why this part of the map is already cleared. Well, you remember back before we fought the Cyclops right here. There's the City of the Dead. This is the bridge that Polyphemus knocked out, see? Check it out. They repair it at some point, and when you come back later, you can walk across it, I believe. But, of course, it's useless at that point. It doesn't matter. Oh, no. No, No, you don't. There we go. Shoo! Stun them long enough to take out the battle standard. Gosh, that thing's powerful. I can't wait till we get that skill ourselves. Another one. No. No, 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 no. Shoo-wee. Centaur elders are so obnoxious. So yeah, we're in the Athenian passage. No longer really a spoiler. Exactly where it is that we're going. We will be there fairly soon. Oh, that could have been a little better spent. They clustered up on my nightmare for some reason instead of me. That's alright. Nightmare comes with like a 35% dodge chance. I think it starts at 34. Pets generally have a really high dodge chance for both melee and ranged attacks to account for the fact that they just simply do not have the same level of durability that you do. No, 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 no. There we go. Caught me while Distort Reality was on cooldown, so I had to use our horn to stun them. Whew, that could have been bad. Every time I see one of those battle standards, I worry that I'm going to take a death there. They really make you hit a lot harder. It's like having one of those battle marker shrines on all of a sudden, except that they give it to everybody around them. Here, I'll just kite them over here so they don't get the benefit. There we go. They are great in multiplayer games to throw that down when you have an ally, though, because of course it does the same thing for you that it does for the centaurs. Ooh, more swamp. Oh, an experience shrine. Okay, here we go. Come on, monsters. Gather around. Let's see if we can get another level out of this. Probably not a whole level, but... Come on. Oh my goodness. Was not clicking for some reason. Occasional responsiveness issues, but not too bad for a game this age. Yeah, I'll come back to that cave in a moment. Come on. More monsters. Give us more monsters. Why is there nothing? Oh god, there's nothing. There we go. Come on. We got a few of them, I think, before it wore off. Better than nothing. See, experience shrines so often are like that. Ooh, they got our nightmare. I actually appreciate that whenever the nightmare goes, he kind of blows up in like a Distort Reality. It's very helpful so that way he punishes anybody who takes him away from us. I appreciate that. Right, I'm going to go ahead and grab this rebirth fountain since it's here. Just leaves that little bit of plateau there in this cave. And then, of course, the rebirth fountain generally, there's one or two places where this is not quite true, but overall, it points you in the direction to go. So when you see that pink cross up there on your auto map, it's showing you this is the way that you need to go to advance the story or to clear the dungeon. The exit's going to be over here. This is where you're going to find the boss. Alright, let's clear this cave. It's actually a tomb. This old ruin. I think we left some treasure out there we need to go back and grab. Floor cache. Ooh, trap. I prefer potions to traps every time. I feel like that's like one of those, like a toothpaste commercial, or like 9 out of 10 dermatologists recommend. Ooh, a hero monster. Oh, it's Rotbone again. My guy, we just fought. I've already killed you once today. That's fine, I guess, if you want to die again. For the, what I presume is the third time, since you're already a skeleton. Nice, more golden fleece, Prometheus's flame. Those are two of the most common divine relics in Act 1, though. Still don't turn my nose up at them. Ooh, another one. Frost marrow. There we go, come on. Almost. Boom. Shoo-wee. That frost effect where it adds slow to you. Oof. It's just as nasty when they put it on you as when you put it on them. Which I appreciate, actually. You know, most of the monster abilities in this game are just abilities from the masteries that you can take, and they work pretty much identically. So that way, you know, if you play through the game with that mastery, you can kind of predict what monsters are going to do or how certain abilities are going to affect you, which is nice. Ooh. Get off. But it's also just comforting to know that it's, you know, it's kind of a bit like when you're fighting enemies with class levels in Dungeons and Dragons or something similar versus, you know, just a monster out of the bestiary. You know, they're using the same rules that you are. Monsters do too, of course, but monsters have unique abilities. Whereas people with class levels, you know that if you're fighting a wizard, these are his options. If you're fighting a fighter, these are his options. If you're fighting a ranger, these are her options, or their options, and so forth. So it's kind of similar here. Titan Quest doesn't have classes per se, but it's just kind of, I don't know, there's something almost comforting knowing that the monsters are using the same system as you. Makes it feel like the game's not cheating on you, I guess. You know, everyone's playing by the same rules. I suppose that may be the best way to describe it. Okay, we just have this one other branch over here to clear out. Going to be a few rat men, maybe one or two more undead. We're almost done here. Athens will wait, right? Surely.
You can't carry anymore.
Oh, come on. Gotta get that next backpack upgrade. I'm dying. Okay, I'm not playing inventory Tetris. I'm just going to go ahead and... Got a couple more blue items to drop off. That'll help. Get that space back so we're not carrying those around again.
A Telkin, are you sure? No one has seen a Telkin since the war between the gods and the Titans. The Telkins and their masters, the Titans, were thought to have been banished after the war. But there's no time to worry about that now. Things have not gone well since we last spoke. The Spartans failed in their attempt to quell the monsters. Leonidas was humbled by the endless waves of beasts. He is now attempting to unite the men of Greece, even seeking help from their rivals, the Athenians. If you wish to find him, I suggest you go to Athens.
There we go. Another little update. Because they know that you will probably return to some of these areas, thanks to the availability of the portals. That means that they can do stuff like that where certain characters will comment on new developments in your quest. Which I appreciate. Oh my goodness gracious. Do you see what I just did? I was talking instead of thinking. go. Put all of that stuff in the caravan instead of selling it, and my brain was telling me the entire time that I was selling it. Let's see. Do we have another Hermes sandal? I thought we did. Well, there's a golden fleece anyway. And now we have a completed one. And another completed Essence of Prometheus's Flame. Excellent. Oh, wait, we do. There we go. I just didn't see it. Psst. Ta-da! You can put these on leg armor, improve your movement speed and your health. That's great.
Good day, then.
I have to start thinking about using some of these. There we go. Now I'm doing with them what I'm supposed to be doing.
Goodbye.
You can see now, too, that we're in the Athens area. At least as far as, like, the portals are concerned. Alright, kill a few more of these rat men. Man, I am really happy with the treasure we've picked up, I have to say. Ooh, some ghosts. Well, wraiths anyway. But that's awesome because they're incorporeal, and anything incorporeal has a chance of dropping spectral matter. Even those wraiths that we met earlier on the beach on the way to Megara, along the coast. Now, of course, weaker enemies have a little bit less chance of dropping stuff like that, I think. But they still can. So anything incorporeal is, honestly, like, I'm happy to see it. Because we need spectral matter. Look at that. You can see their armor floating in the air. And our work is rewarded with a majestic chest, including some more Hecate's Crescent. Alright, let's go out here and we'll grab those little bits of treasure that I think I left. When I saw the experience shrine, I just ran for the monsters. Is this right here? Here we go. That's what I didn't want to lose, was the Valor of Achilles. The money, we'll always find more. But I remembered seeing a Shard of Relic. Okay. Here we go across the bridge into the Kephisos Valley. Kephisos. We haven't seen harpies in a while. Not that I missed them. Over here, we're going to get our first quest that we really have to walk back and forth for. It's also because some of the, like, the little bits of water in between these marshy islands look just like regular river space. They don't seem like maybe you could cross them at first glance. I think that this is a section of map that where it's easy to miss something. Because you might just look and think, oh, well, I can't go that way. And no, you totally can. And I say this because I have absolutely done that. Come on. There we go. See, this whole section right here. At first, I didn't realize that I could actually go over there. I won't let you around that one little curve right there, but... here we go. We've got a quest. I'm going to drop our portal stone here. I'm going to talk to this guy first.
We sent a scouting party out to the Athenian swamps. They haven't returned yet. I don't know what could possibly have delayed them.
So yeah, we'll have to go find them and then come back here and tell this guy that we found them, which is a bit of a walk, unfortunately. But that's alright, that section's coming up next. We'll get to it, and it's not that bad.
Hold on there. We've got a giant limos trapped here. Stay back. Well, the thing is, we don't know what to do with it after we saw what it did to Liagrus.
That's alright. We gotcha. The problem with that thing is that it drains life. Alright. There we go. Dividing its attacks between us and a pet really helps. And if you have something like, say, the Nature Mastery, having multiple pets really makes that fight easier, not just because they take it down quicker, but because it confuses the AI and doesn't always know who to aggro on, which is great.
How did you do that? When you went in, I expected that Limos to... Oh, my apologies, noble warrior. I mistook you for a common traveler.
No problem, my dude. 3,000 experience and a smoldering spiked club of strength. We probably won't use the club, but otherwise, not a bad haul for hardly any real battle. Goodness gracious. So many arrows. All different kinds of archers attacking us at once. I just cannot get over the little, like, sad cat noises that Maenads make when they die. I kind of feel bad. Alright, there we go. We'll hug the wall back down this way to make sure that we've gotten everything. Come back here. They put the green eye of Sauron on us. That's such a good debuff if you're using the Nature Mastery, but again, like I was talking about how they're using the same abilities that you are, it's a nasty one to have on you. We got Battle Rage on. Oh, it ended. That's right. We've only got one rank in it, so it doesn't last very long. Man, all of those poison attacks. Phew. There's a little section of road down here. May not even have any enemies on it. There we go. I believe that that's it. Alright, let's move on. Okay, we're going to head up the road past the ruins. First thing we've got to do is find those missing Spartans. Of course, you can probably imagine they're fine. The last time somebody said that they were worried about a missing Spartan, it was that old man who we found sitting on a pile of dead monsters. There we go. There's where we need to go next. I'm so glad that this game provides for, you know, like, I never feel the need to buy healing potions, almost. I have once or twice, sometimes, you know, before a boss fight, but I feel like it's mostly out of my own paranoia or sense of over-preparedness when it comes to a big challenge like that, such as a chapter boss. It's not because the game doesn't give you plenty of potions, because you can see me spamming them all the time, of course, and, I mean, I've never bought one yet, and I haven't run out. Gosh, that cleared out so many of them. Okay. Alright, up here in the swamp is where we're going to find the Spartans. I'm going to do that first so we can just go ahead and walk right back, before we get too distracted and move on. Side quests rarely take you, like, completely out of your way. This is the first one, I think, where you really have to go kind of off away from the main story by quite some distance, and then walk a great ways back in order to report on it and get your reward. And even then, it's still not that bad.
Hail! You there! A human face is a sight for sore eyes. I'm sure our captain thinks we didn't make it. Well, we're all right, just a little lost.
Well, you should have stopped and asked for directions. I'm sure one of these helpful fishmen would have told you which way to go. Straight to Tartarus, probably. Would have been their very helpful suggestion. Turtles. That one's completely under the water. Huh. At least we don't have to swim to fight them. Ugh. Could you imagine? Underwater monsters are the worst monsters. I think it's a very normal human thing that when you see a shadow pass beneath a boat that's larger than the boat, you have a desire to go back on land. Or in this case, you know, you see a turtle that size hanging out in water that's waist deep for you, but which for them seems, you know, perfectly navigable. That's no good. That is not an even fight. Ugh. Alright, some turtle shell. We got something out of it at least. I don't think we have a completed turtle shell yet. Perhaps playing this stream with y'all will help me break my bad habit of not actually using my animal charms and relics. Because of course you can get them back. It just tends to destroy the item that they're in, so you don't want to put them in something like a blue item if that's possible, you know, when you have that option. There we go. Let's walk back around the curve here. Yeah, I should be using my turtle shells and Prometheus's flames and things like that, and I don't as often as I should.
You were in the swamp. You saw them? Oh, good. I was afraid they might have run into trouble in there.
Another 4,000 XP. Nice. I do use my charms somewhat. I tend to not use them until I have a second copy, because you never know when I might need one for, you know, an artifact recipe. So, like, I might have a Prometheus's flame, and I won't use it until I have a second completed Prometheus's flame. But even if I stuck to that rule, we do have a couple of duplicates now, so there's still really no excuse. I love to get right in the middle of a big group like that and then just distort reality. There we go. Excellent. Okay, this monster camp is blocking the way to Athens. So it's on the other side of this that we're going to find our next big destination.
You can't carry anymore.
Oh, well, I suppose it's about time. We'll kill these folks. Ah, that sounded so casual and bad. We'll take out these monsters and then drop a new portal stone. Mostly selling stuff right now. I'll hang off on the relics until later so that we can just do this with speed. More Brute's armor. We haven't seen that in a while. Back when it was a special item. Some of these spears and things are decent, but not enough to replace what we have. Not by far. Yeah, you too. Stay frosty, my guy. Right, let's head around this way first. Stick to my rule of hugging the edges because, see, there is a cemetery over here full of undead. Man, I'm glad those poison clouds don't last very long. Sometimes you have no choice but to stand in them in order to get a final hit on some monster with 1 or 2 hit points left, and just... Whew! Man, that was a room clearer. Come on. Really not doing a lot of damage. There we go. Another level. Excellent. Well, let's go ahead. I'll grab this potion. We'll take care of that immediately. And, oof. Man, it is tough. I'm going to put at least 1 rank in warfare for sure. If I put another rank, I could go ahead and grab battle standard, and that would be good. Huh. What I'm thinking, though, is it's been a while since we leveled up Sonic Touch, and we really should. We really ought to. Because we attack so much, and we're going to get those 3 hits in even quicker thanks to dual wielding. But let's go ahead and we'll pick up a new ability first. And then we'll come back to these later. This is Hue, which of course upgrades our dual wielding. Crushing Blow, which is going to upgrade our Battle Rage, but first we're going to get Battle Standard. And I'm going to put that right here. Okay. Oh, don't forget this. Bump up our intelligence and our dexterity. Our strength is staying pretty well ahead of like where we need it to be, considering that both Dream and Warfare give us strength every time we put points into it, so... Whew, nice. This is a lovely area too. Quite a beautiful cemetery. There's a cave up there. Here we go. Perfect chance to test this out. There we go. See, look at that. What a huge difference that makes. As long as we are inside that massive aura there, which is quite large. See how far it goes out? So the battle standard does have hit points and can be destroyed, but you and all allies within it, including your pets, get massive bonuses. For us, see, it has a 20-second duration, goes out to 12 meters, gives us 12% damage absorption, +1 to all our skills, which means that it makes things such as Trance of Empathy, Warhorn, and Distort Reality all stronger. Adds 12 damage to our attacks, +16 offensive ability, and reduces the energy cost of everything that we're doing by half. That is pretty impressive. Head back out this way. That leads back out to the actual war camp. We'll go there in a second. Whew, somebody needs a mint. We won't waste a Distort Reality on these little guys. There's only 3 of them. These, on the other hand, there we go. See what a good combination that is. Everything that's stunned by Distort Reality can then be stunned again while it's on cooldown, thanks to Warhorn. Honestly, this is a great combination that y'all have chosen. And I'm having a lot of fun playing it, even though it is one that I've played before. It's one of my favorite builds. Let's get out of that smog. Phew-wee. See, I wanted to come this way first, because it loops around and dead ends in this tomb. We'll clean that out, get a lot more treasure, some more experience points. I'm hoping that we may actually hit level 17 by the end of this stream. That would be wonderful. And also make me feel a lot better about what comes next, because whew, Athens, man. Okay, that's back down in the war camp, so we will grab this Shrine of Thorns. Nab these guys here. There we go. We're going to go in here and get the most out of this shrine that we can while we've got it on. They're going to hit us in melee anyway. They might as well be hurting themselves. Trance of Empathy would agree. I'll come back for treasure in a moment. As with most shrines. Ooh, a battle marker. Oh, nice. And see, they stack. They stack. That's something very important about shrines, is that their effects are cumulative. So if you're lucky enough to find a couple close together, you can see I have both the green and orange auras on, which doesn't look attractive. And Thorns just wore off, but we still have Battle Marker, which is the important one. Yeah, the Nightmare will take care of that guy. Come on. There we go, and that's about it. Let's go up here and grab this hero monster. Come on. There we go. Step out of the poison cloud, you know. Oh, I didn't actually mean to open that, but That's fine. Jacinto the Rotten Hyacinth of Thessaly. Oh. Step out of the poison cloud, Starfish. Get out, get out, get out. Man, there we go. Nice. Phew. Oh, there's still a zombie. And of course there's a poison trap right next to it. Oh. And it got us. I almost missed that. Phew. I don't want to die to something like that. Yeah, whenever you see those, the dark green, I don't know how to describe it. I suppose I think of the dark green clouds as like a disease cloud, even though that doesn't make much sense. Versus the light green clouds are poisonous. And I mean, they're both the same thing. It's damage over time. But it's the brighter the green of the cloud, the faster it seems to reduce your hit points. And that is important to note because just like when we fought Arachne in the Olive Grove, when you fight that guy, you do not want to stand in those clouds because they actually reduce your health faster than a potion can restore it, which is not great. Now, of course, the great thing about it is, or the upside, I suppose there's not really a great thing, is that they only deal damage while you're standing there. They don't really put on like a dot that follows you after you leave the cloud, and that's good to know because then all you have to do is step out of it. No big deal. But if you're not paying attention, like me just a moment ago, it can be very easy to screw yourself over. Especially because you get used to on the way out there, or on the way in here outside, there are like the noxious zombies and fetid zombies that have the darker green clouds when they die. And for the most part, unless you're already badly wounded, those are fine to just kind of stand in, like I was talking about before, and to, finish getting in the last couple of hits on something. The bright green clouds, you cannot do that. You've got to move out of them. And so this is actually pretty good monster design and sort of dungeon design in a way, because the zombies and things outside sort of train you to do the wrong thing so that you're not expecting it and you may screw yourself over when you get in there. Oh. I see another hero creature. Let's get rid of these guys. Get off me. Sildor Barbnet. Go, come on, fight me over here. Just like I lead you out of yours, I'm going to kite you back into mine. There we go. Wonderful. For 20 seconds a pop, those battle standards are game changers. Come on. Archers are so irritating because they keep moving back to hit you, and I mean, that's only the smart thing to do. I can't be mad that they do it, but as the person trying to smite the archers, I can be irritated that it takes me multiple tries. Oop, spirit boars. I knew I saw a shaman. There we go. Man, we are tearing through these guys. They say, you and what army? No, seriously, what army? I took all those guys out. You don't have one of those anymore. Whoop. Straggler. Okay, I'm actually kind of happy that we're picking up mostly cash and potions right now because I feel like, you know, we were well rewarded earlier in the stream with all of those blue items and artifact recipes and things that we picked up. So if we don't get anything else good the rest of this evening's episode, then I will still be happy. And in the meantime, the advantage for y'all is that I don't have to make any more shopping trips or go to the caravan to drop things off, because cash and potions we always have room for. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. You stop that. No battle standard for you. Another hero monster. Nice. Ooh, he took our standard out. He's a smart one. Mulgore Flame Spear. Ah, the Athenian battleground. Here we are. Now we're really into it. Let's draw them out and thin their numbers a little bit. Man, those battle standards and things really highlight something that I was speaking with a friend of mine about not that long ago, just recently in the last few days. And he mentioned that he found it irritating when he would play a game where you had the option to build a support character, but then the game sort of punished you for actually playing one. Like, then why give you the option, right? You're supposed to be frontline DPS, you're supposed to be a melee character, you're supposed to be hard-hitting, then why let me play a medic or a healer or a support character then? Which is a valid point. And so, to me, there we go. Map was a little off. To me, the great thing about Titan Quest and having this kind of classless system is that you do have that option. You can play a support character, but importantly, it is actually rewarded. There are plenty of builds and abilities like Battle Standard show that, where there are support powers and buffs and things, as well as debuffs, in every mastery that are totally worth it. And you can pick any 2 masteries and build an effective support character that is still somewhat capable on their own, if need be. You can also build a completely supportive character, someone that really doesn't have a lot of combat capability, and that's fine. Now, it's a little riskier in single player than it is in multiplayer, of course, as you might expect, because if you're going to go with a complete support build, then you're going to have things like pets to rely on. Let's see. Okay, I can't get in that way. I have to go around. Oh, there we go. And of course, pets don't have as many hit points as you do. You know, they're a lot more. They're meant to be disposable because you can summon them. So, can you make them less disposable with summon abilities and buffs? Absolutely. And your equipment can help with that as well. Things like the Beast Caller stuff, or Summoner's abilities, Summoner's rings and totems. But it is a little bit harder in single player to do that sort of build than it is in multiplayer, but you can do it. And the game does not go out of its way to punish you for that, for making that decision. It's a viable build, and that's different from just giving you the option. Alright, you hear that ominous music. Let's get in here and do some damage for the good of Athens. Oh, floor cache. Ooh, now we're running into some nasty stuff, right? See, these Boremen Mountaineers, this veteran enforcer here, they come with the Storm Mastery, and they will give that aura of lightning and cold damage to everyone around them, which is honestly more dangerous, in my opinion, than the fire aura. Nice, a green item. That skeleton captains have, or that some satyr officers have, because cold damage usually also comes in tandem with a slow effect. Now, cold damage itself does not cause slow, but most abilities that inflict cold damage, or auras that grant you cold damage, slow is one of the effects that they grant as well. And slow is deadly here. Honestly, slow is arguably deadlier in Titan Quest, I think, than something like stunning or paralysis, simply because it lasts longer. Usually, and I believe I've even said this in this series before, that stunning and paralysis are like the deadliest, you know, status effects or debuffs to have. And that applies mostly universally. You know, whether you're talking about an MMO like Final Fantasy XIV, where being paralyzed means that you can't move out of AoEs. You know, so there are secondary effects to consider beyond just being taken out of the fight. Like, it means a lot of different stuff. Or if you're talking about something like, say, Dungeons & Dragons, where being stunned means that you lose your turn, you drop all of your items, and you're probably going to be critically hit, or, you know, coup de grace, depending on what version you're playing, that kind of thing. So it's always nasty, and it's nasty here in Titan Quest as well, because at its most basic core level, what being stunned or paralyzed means is that you cannot participate in the fight in any way. So you cannot defend yourself, you cannot attack, you cannot use any of your special abilities, you can't drink potions, everything is frozen for you. But at the same time, in that state of vulnerability, part of it is that enemies can absolutely continue to beat on you. And that's never good. So, you know, you can't fight them, but they can fight you? Ugh. And so, it still is a nasty status effect here. Petrify, stun, what have you. But, as you have seen, even with things like Distort Reality and with Warhorn, stunning tends to last for, you know, a second and a half. Not even seconds plural, unless you have lots of ranks in the ability and have really piled those on there. Whereas when you get slowed by something like cold damage, it can last for a few seconds. And a few seconds doesn't sound like a lot until you can't run out of AoEs and, you know, you are being struck from every direction by enemies. You can't run away, can't escape. It just is what it is, and you're stuck with it. All right, let's take this battle marker and run back around this way. I can see it ticking down up there. Over here where it lists our buffs, but come on, we can still get some use out of it. There we go. We'll kill a few centaurs with it anyway. Excellent. Man, we've fought all through the day, and now we're fighting into the night. It's rough. Oh, wait. Okay, no, we did do that area. Phew. There are a lot of these guys. It's almost like they brought an army. There's scarecrows here as well, and I love that you can target them and just kind of beat on them. It doesn't really do anything. It's just funny. It's a little silly and cute that they put that in there. Oh, I see you. Ooh, nice. Thank you. He dropped a lot of cash. Phooey. Okay, we're close enough now you can start to see some of the NPC icons, which you know, of course, are in Athens. So we're nearly there. Phew. Mountaineer, Athene. Those are the ones, they have more ranks in Storm, and they tend to use that, like, Nova ability, which I can't remember the name of it, but... Oh, there we go. There's the wall. Or the gate, I should say. Here we go. That's where we're going to find all of our allies, but first, let's actually tidy up here and make sure that there is nothing left, because we know that there are still a few monsters, simply from there's areas that we haven't been. There we go. I think that might be it, though. That was the one area we were in. Yeah, no, okay, I think we're good. I thought there was going to be a little bit more work. All right.
Well, how much has happened since I saw you last? I'm sure the tales you could spin are at least as long as mine.
No, mine's longer.
Ah, it's you again. Still alive. I am lucky to be here myself. I thought we Spartans could stop this nightmare on our own. I was a fool. In our pride, we refused help from our Greek brethren, and Sparta suffered a great loss to the monsters. A soldier knows only attack, but I must be more than a soldier. I must be a warrior, and learn to temper my pride. It has become clear that the Spartans must unite with all Greeks if we are to stand a chance against these monsters. I cannot make heads or tails of the oracle's prophecy, but your deeds in Parnassus are worthy of a hero's song. This Telkine you speak of must be the leader of the horde that attacked us. At the height of the battle, he disappeared, giving us the chance to drive the monsters back. I've heard reports of skirmishes within the city walls. I cannot spare a runner. Would you investigate?
Absolutely. And now the big gates are open. We'll grab this rebirth fountain. And indeed, there's a mystic. We're going to go up here, and before we do anything else, we're going to chase that purple icon, and we're going to light up the portal. There we go. Now, welcome to Athens. And there are indeed a few monsters in here. We're going to go and take them out. Make sure that the Athenians don't have to deal with that. The dead are rising even inside the city walls. But not for long. I love how the undead, like skeletons and zombies both, but especially skeletons, it's very silly the way that when you stun them, whether it's with Warhorn or with Distort Reality, they just fold in half backwards at the waist and just kind of flop over. It's a small thing, but it makes me chuckle almost every time. Okay, here are our shops. There's the enchanter. Here's a philosopher. We're not really here for philosophy. Okay, there we go. We'll head up that way in a moment. There's the caravan fellow, of course, because this is a major city. But we want to double check and make certain. everything is safe. This area is kind of easy to miss because it's that little path. Go up to this little park here and back around. And make certain that everything is cleaned out, that all of these people are safe before we do anything else, before we let our guard down. And it looks like that's mostly it. Okay. Well, in that case, we can head back over this way and we can grab this quest from this fellow.
I beg of you, please help. Our leader is besieged by monsters in the catacombs under the Acropolis. If he dies, then the rest of the world may suffer the same fate. Please, go beneath the Parthenon. Save him quickly!
Ah, so now we've met Kairos, our first member of the Order of Prometheus. That's an awfully big claim that he's making there, right? If their leader perishes, then that means that the rest of the world may suffer the same fate as Greece.
Everything I've got. I'm setting sail for some island that's never seen a monster. Milos or Icaria.
Not a bad idea. So, man, we've done a lot. Phew, we've tackled a bunch of these side quests, though. We have done what Leonidas asked, leveled up several times, raked in a bunch of treasure, and we know a bit more about the monsters that we're fighting. We need to stop that Telkine. And in order to do that, we're going to have to head underneath the Parthenon now that we're here in Athens. So as the sun rises on a new day, I'm going to go ahead and bring a close to this chapter of our adventure. Thank you for joining me, everybody who watched. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you were here, and I hope that you enjoyed it enough to come back next time when Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is New York and Miami time here in the U.S.,
Well, another overburdened warrior.
I will be playing some more Titan Quest, and I'm looking forward to it because this next bit is pretty intense, and I'm hoping to cover a lot of ground. So hopefully I'll see you then, and don't forget to tune in on Mondays as well, and on Saturdays for Zork Nemesis with my husband, Specific Pixel, and for Might and Magic 7. So, yeah, I'll see you then. In the meantime, I'll upload this video to YouTube tomorrow, and you give me a like and a subscribe here and on YouTube if you haven't already. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Pillow Fort. Let me know what you think of the series or what you'd like to see me play elsewhere on the channel, and I will see you when we come back. Until then, as always, thanks for playing.